Hello, Aquarius. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here with me. All right, Aquarius. So I feel a couple of different ways about this. So now, first of all, from Lay Vampire, you pulled Hunter, Aggressor, Tracker, and Provider. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Rejection. Now, it's either, hunting something down and then facing rejection. But, the other way I feel about this is, it's because of rejection that you're hunting something different down. Because again, rejection is spirit's protection. So no matter what rejection you faced, it was for a good reason. Especially if you were being rejected by like another person here, what it's basically saying is that, it's for your benefit. You may not see it that way, but it's, in order to protect you from negative things. Now, Hunter, this is all about needing to get out there and hunt down the things that you want and being honest with yourself about it. But the one part that sticks out to me is, not needing to ask another to go after what you want. One of the parts of rejection talks about others' approval, right? You don't need to prove yourself to anybody. It's about realizing that you don't need to be on the inside track, right? You need to be honest with yourself and be true to yourself. So again, it's like, all right, guys, here we go. Here's your overall for the week. Nice. The Wheel of Fortune. Now, for some of you, it could be repeating cycles. The Wheel of Fortune is talking about fate, destiny, right? The turning of the wheel and good things happening. When I look at the Wheel of Fortune, I think about the journey 1 through 10, not just through the majors, but through the pips, and you get to the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, all right, I've learned from the experiences that I've been through. So now if this cycle is going to come back around, what can I do differently to make things happen, that are going to be better this time? Right now, in some cases, it could literally be a situation that is like out of your control. And all of a sudden, boom, here it is, right? Like fate and destiny stepping in. But normally a turn of luck, good fortune. Now, speaking of good fortune, the Ace of Wands as the past coming through. So a new opportunity, a new start for some of you. The Ace of Wands is about physical passion, right? Now, for some of you, it's new creative ideas, right? For some of you, it's a passion, right? Whether that's for something that you're doing or for a person here. But it is about something that you get to experience in a physical sense. And it's also about, the physical action you're going to take here to make the most of this opportunity. Now, and you look good. In the present, the 9 of Pentacles, and that's a jump. Going from that Ace to the 9, it looks really good. So for some of you, it's all about a new beginning for you, right? When cycle's over with, you have this Ace coming through, and going to the 9 of Pentacles, you look great. The 9 of Pentacles is all about self-reliance and independence, right? There's abundance there too. And then, of course, there's, the whole enjoying the finer things in life, having some financial stability for sure, but you look great. We refer to that as the happy single person, It doesn't necessarily mean that all of you are single, but you look good, right? You look secure, you look happy. Oh, why? The moon. We could literally be talking about a time frame though, right? Once in a blue moon, right? Oh boy. All right. So the moon. Now, part of the illumination cards here, the moon is really about self-reflection because it is reflecting the light of the sun. It is about what is in the subconscious mind. So then, the questions become, are you seeing yourself or your situation in a distorted way, right? Are you projecting unrealistic fears and illusions onto, a situation? Things may not be what they appear to be, and it could just point to a time of confusion. Like, you move from the spot where, you have all this creative passion, you're working toward it, right? You jump to the 9 of Pentacles and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't know. Like being confused over the fact that maybe something has changed in a major way. Or, being confused about how you feel about yourself, The moon does not fully illuminate your path. And I worry about that in terms of self-image more than anything because of the Nine of Pentacles being above that. Your best path to follow, the Six of Pentacles. So, as far as like the new opportunity coming through, a new cycle that's beginning, it's really about what you're willing to put into it. The equal give and take is what comes up with the Six of Pentacles. It's also about charity though. Being open to receive assistance, or if you are feeling abundant, right? Being a little bit more giving to others though too. And again, with the Nine of Pentacles there. But, it's really about how much are you going to put into, this new cycle that's coming through. And I'm still looking at that moon going, well, why? Why did we hit this point where, there's confusion about you and what you're doing and what you're working toward? But again, I still think that it has to do with the way that you see yourself. Like it may be a little bit distorted. And then the other thing too is if for some of you, if you are facing financial difficulty, right? Like you think everything is good, but maybe it's not, maybe it's not what it appears to be. And then with the Six of Pentacles, like needing to have assistance. But we'll see. Oh, okay. In your environment, the Ace of Pentacles, and look at it. I mean, it looks fantastic, right? The Ace of Pentacles. So a new, realistic, practical beginning. Something that has the potential to be long-lasting. That's the big thing for me with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, definitely you could be talking about a new job. You can be talking about a new relationship. But whatever it is, it's really about, what you have in the physical. It's one thing to have, this passion and to physically act toward it. But the Pentacle suit is all about, what we have in reality. All the things that we have, all the things that we own, right? The money that we make, things like that. But it's also about being practical about what is really attainable. But it is a new start here. So I have to wonder if for some of you, you didn't hit a point where things look great. You look great. You're doing good. You've got some financial security. And then things just take a turn. And it's like, well, what the hell? And then with the moon being there, this confusion about, well, now wait a minute, because this is how I thought things really were. But then there's this new opportunity that's still there that maybe, you need to be open to receiving, right? Oh, wow. Your hopes and your fears, justice. Balance, right? Balance. So now, with justice, it could be that for some of you, you may be waiting for an unfair situation here to be corrected. And definitely with the Ace of Pentacles being there, there's an opportunity for a new start, especially if something unfair happened to you. With justice, right? Court proceedings, divorce shows up with that. That, or it's just a situation where something really unfair has happened because it pushes you to the moon. And I'm looking at it going, that's not right. That's not fair. But, like waiting for things to be fair and balanced out. But then there's a part of it too where, you need to be willing to put your part into it, your effort into it. But I think that before, because I'm looking at this as the past and what is in the environment, here's the overall. So it's like we're not really doing this yet. And it may be because you're waiting, right? And the star. So, speaking about illumination here. So one of the things that they talk about with the star, I mean, other than it being Aquarius, and then of course you have Pisces here and you have Libra. With the star coming after the tower, it's one of those things where when things have completely crashed around you, now you can look back up at the star and, have that hope for the future, I don't so much feel like you need to do any major healing. I think more so things are going to be balanced out in the end here. And I think you're fine. And I think you're just kind of going with the flow of things, but I don't like the fact that you go from the 9 to the moon. It bothers me a little bit. And it's like, well, what the hell? And then the King of Pentacles. Hey, who's that? That may be the person responsible here for the new beginning. Okay, so now first of all, death. Scorpio. So now for some of you, really, it's about, some deep transformation of yourself for sure with the moon being there, because it's one of those things where it's like not seeing yourself in the right way, a situation needing to be over with, and then, you transforming yourself, right? Transformation. But what's funny is that, 13, right, goes to the 4, and then you have the 4 of Wands. So we're getting back to stability here, hitting those milestones and celebrating. And not only that, but celebrating the fact that things are now fair and balanced out. But I do think that for some of you, it's, looking at the 9 of Pentacles, for some of you, it's either going to be about your success and getting back to, this feeling of being successful, or we're looking at a person here that may be coming through that's helping you. Because again, you have this Ace of Pentacles here, but then also the 6 of Pentacles, right? But it's also about, being dependable, right? Being dependable, being giving of your time and resources to others if they need it, right? Which again, the 6 of Pentacles. But it's, man, right? The energy is like, wow. And I'm still looking at that 9 of Pentacles and the moon going, that's a hell of a jump. You act on your creative ideas again with the Ace of Wands coming through here. You look fantastic, right? You still have opportunities coming through with that Ace of Pentacles being in your environment. But then you hit the moon, and I do think that it's really about something that just wasn't right. Something needs to be corrected here. I look at justice and I think, yeah, somebody's in trouble. Somebody needs to make amends. Some wrongs need to be fixed. But I don't think that it's you that did anything wrong. I think you're waiting here until something gets balanced out for you. But again, coming out of it, you look fine. And once it's over, it's going to be over. It's not anything that's going to pop back up again, I don't think. And you're going to be better off for having to, go through it in the first place, though, looking at the King of Pentacles coming out. And then energy, getting some new energy out of this, which is great. I think you're fine. I think whatever, unfair things have happened, they're going to be balanced out, and really with the 6 of Pentacles, it's one of those things where, it's really about what you're giving into a situation and the equal, return. So as long as you're willing to do what it takes here to make sure that things are fair and balanced out, then, you're leading right to the star and you're going to be fine. But definitely be grateful for all the things that you have in your life. Tranquility, right? It's so important to just have those moments where it's like silent and tranquil. But it's going to lead to you having new energy. And I'm looking back at that Ace of Wands going, yeah. So definitely, that's something you want to say continuously when, you're happy and you're with your loved ones. Let them know that you love them, right? My mom and I did that all the time. Made sure that we said, I love you. But the only thing that is real is love, right? These problems are minor. They're being dealt with in a major way. And I think it's equal as far as the energy goes, because, if it brings you to this point, justice absolutely is the correct response. But again, I think you're waiting to do anything until everything is just kind of balanced out. But I think you're fine, Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. So first of all, with the Wheel of Fortune, I do think that we're talking about a repeating cycle here. And you come in with an ace and then you have another one here in your environment. So I do think that this is going to be a repeating cycle here, but then I also think that once this is like fair and balanced out, it's not going to happen again. But I think you've been through this before. And what I'm looking at is, first of all, with the Ace of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles, you take this Ace of Wands and you run with it, and you look fantastic, right? There's financial backing here, there's abundance, you look really good. But then there's this shift where all of a sudden there's, this questioning of your self-image. And that's what I feel like is going on here. It's like something happens that I don't think is right, though, either. But I don't think that it was like an intentional wrong that was done. I just think that some of you are waiting for an unfair situation to be balanced out. But the only way that that's going to happen is, if you put into this situation what you need to get it corrected. But, that Ace of Pentacles is still there, so you still have another opportunity here for you to work on it, right? Now, coming out of this, with you, yeah, I think everything's going to be fine. And then with the Death and the Four of Wands, again, it's a cycle that is not going to happen again. It's not going to happen again. And I think you're going to make sure that it's not going to happen again. You're getting back to stability, but then you also have this King of Pentacles here, you know, which could be talking about somebody coming through that may be helping you and giving you some assistance, again, with the Six of Pentacles being there. But then, you know, this could also be about your success and you being successful and feeling successful again after having like a blow to your self-image. Now, as far as Hunter and rejection, right, like whatever rejection you faced, it's not going to stop you. You're going to continue to hunt down the things that you want, which is perfect. And then with the soul trees, right, gratitude, tranquility, and energy. Gratitude will bring you tranquility, and a new energy is going to come out of this, and you still have, you know, new beginnings all the way around you. So you're fine. The only thing that is real is love, and I love you, right? Don't focus on the problem. Sorry, guys, I'm shedding again. And make sure that you tell the people in your life that you love them. I think you're fine. I mean, with you coming out in the Star and, you know, being hopeful again and doing that healing and feeling that tranquility, no matter what is going on, and no matter, you know, what you are questioning as far as who you are, what you're doing, I think you're going to be fine. I think there's going to be a renewed sense of hope, and I do think that this is going to be the complete end of this cycle. And you're going to see a new you.